What's crack-a-lackin'? What is good, BDE, Big Draft Energy in the building? We are back.
We are back.
Over.
We are back. Yeah, man, I feel so much better. Oh, man, I fucking was shaking it rough. And
Dude, I've been one eye open for 2 days, man. Halloween is brutal.
I was just like sick under the weather there, but I mean, shout out to Call of Duty. It got me through the sickness. Now we're back on the content grind. And
are we playing Friday again? Is that the plan?
Brother, whenever you want to suit up and boot up, let me know, man. I'm very close to fucking getting the mastery camo. Like,
oh
super
my
close.
God.
Hey, man, being sick and Call of Duty coming out at the same time, great time. Heck of a time. What a time to be alive.
It is. All right, so what we're going to do here, Kobe and the Cattle Dogs, Miss Disco in the building. How are we doing? Shout out to you. Hope you're keeping the big man in check, taking care of him while he's sick. I love it. So what we're going to do here, short, quick stream before kickoff today. I'm just going to go through the game tonight, what we like, and then I kind of want to look back at where we hit and where we missed on the week here. So when you're looking at tonight's game, what are you liking for tonight's game between the Bucs and the Chiefs and DeAndre Hopkins coming out party?
I wouldn't necessarily call it his coming out party. I just think that he should get better utilization because it's an excellent matchup for the wide receivers. The Buccaneers give up a heck of a lot of work to opposing wide receivers. They give up 13.62 receptions, which is fifth best. They also give up 158 receiving yards, which is a heck of a lot. Translation, longest reception and receiving yards are both in play for Xavier Worthy, for DeAndre Hopkins, and even Justin Watson. It should be in the mix too. I really do like it. And then I look at Rachaad White's rushing. Yes, it's one of the best, if not the best, rushing defense in terms of rushing yards, but 28.5 rushing yards is absolutely free. I want to see, because like the Chiefs don't give up a lot of work to the wide receivers, regardless of, Baker Mayfield having his weapons or not. Jalen McMillan going out, that hurts him. So this is like tertiary fucking heaven. Just unfortunately, like it's a single game slate. It's not a real slate. Other than that, man, I think both tight ends should smash. I think Sterling Shepard should have a more significant role. Same with Trey Palmer. But I think
I'm interested in Sterling Shepard.
I think the person who's going to break fantasy football today, and not a lot of people are talking about it or expecting it because like he hasn't really given them a reason to, is Xavier Worthy. He's going to break fantasy football today.
You're thinking he's going for a 20-point game?
I think he's going for 30.
Ooh, Zay Flowers game here? I did not see Zay going for 30 either this week.
Oh man, I didn't watch that game, but I just kept getting notification after notification after notification. Like, was PS2 covering him? Like, what the hell?
17%. That's it.
All right.
It was the weirdest game script I've ever seen. So I can't explain that one. Catch up with chat. What's up, Joe? How we doing? Jacob, how we doing? Welcome in. My man Marvin says should have played D-Hop instead of Shakir. Dude, I mean, Shakir wasn't a bad play. He didn't pop, but I would have said Shakir over D-Hop anyways. So, I mean, I can't go against you there. Marvin says, how do we feel about Taysom Hill coming back? Do we like him or Kincaid? Man, Kincaid just has not been what I thought Dalton Kincaid would be this year. It's strange. And now you're going to have Amari Cooper back in the mix. I mean, I put it like this. So Saints are falling apart. Everyone's hurt. Disco called it. They're frauds. You can laugh. Yeah, smile. He knows it. So you now have every wide receiver hurt. Chris Olave with back-to-back concussions. So he's probably going to miss 2 to 3 games. He's had 4 concussions now in freaking 2.5 years. He's becoming Tua, which is not good. So they're probably going to rely on the 11 personnel set with Taysom Hill a lot, bro. So, I mean, I honestly say it's a safer start right now because of the rushing upside.
I will say this: the Buffalo Bills offense benefits significantly from having Amari Cooper on the field because there's less attention on Dalton Kincaid right now, who is currently their receiving threat number 1. If he is healthy and he's on the field, I'm firing up Dalton Kincaid. If he's healthy and on the field, I'm firing up Keon Coleman. If he's not, I'm benching those guys. With that being said, the only time you kind of want to play Taysom Hill is when he's playing against Carolina, and he's already played Carolina twice. So I don't like that. I wouldn't do it, sir. Stick with Dalton Kincaid, but only start Dalton Kincaid if
Amari Cooper's out there.
Amari Cooper's out. And by the way, who remember that conversation we had about mustard bukakis and Dalton Kincaid being completely dog shit? Who? Yeah, just saying. I was very low on him.
So here's the question then: if the Saints are down Olave, they're down. Bub Memes is on IR. You're down to Mason Tipton, Juwan Johnson. You don't think Taysom Hill's going to be more involved? And Kendre Miller's on IR too?
Here's the thing. Even Alvin Kamara is going to get more involved, but at what capacity does more involved translate into fantasy points?
Well, for Taysom Hill, it's huge because if he's not involved, it's nothing.
Okay, well, it would be huger for Taysom Hill had he been the starting quarterback. But unfortunately, he's not the starting quarterback. There's already a running back in the mix who's going to get the vast majority of the volume there. He's not necessarily a receiving threat. Yes, he has 1 or 2 receptions, but other than that, he is a runner of the football, and they have a better runner of the football there. As long as Alvin Kamara exists and he's healthy, the work and volume that Taysom Hill is going to be getting is going to be based off of explosive plays and touchdown upside. Doesn't translate into efficiency. He's not somebody who I'm going to start over somebody like Dalton Kincaid.
I agree. I mean, I'm not starting him over Kincaid. I'm just saying, man, it's to a point where it's starting to worry me about Dalton Kincaid. Let's catch up with chat here. If you guys are new, smash the likes. Thank you for the sub. Tim Sherman, I saw you in there, man. Thank you. All the support's appreciated. Lex says Sterling Shepard or Trey Palmer. I'm going Sterling Shepard. He has a connection with Oklahoma from Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to be the better play, although it's a crapshoot. I don't love either one of them. So, I mean, if you had to take a pick-em call on who's going to get the yards in this game, would you take Trey Palmer or would you take Sterling Shepard?
Both.
Both to go over?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, fantasy points, who would you take to be the best, better play?
I'm going to go Trey Palmer.
Just for the high upside kind of play he gives you?
Not necessarily, because he's not going to get the number one cover player. He's not going to get McDuffie on.
Okay, that's going to be huge, whoever he's on. That is a good point.
I think Sterling Shepard's going to be shouted by McDuffie, and McDuffie does follow.
I like that. Noah says, what's up? Noah Marvin says, shout out to Disco. Shout out to my guy, Disco. We're finally back. Noah says, how do you think Higgins will do if he ends up on the Chargers? Man, I mean, I don't think he's going to end up on the Chargers. I think that's a lot of just social media. You saw Quentin Johnston play good last week. I mean, Quentin Johnston has 4 touchdowns on the year, and he's missed, 3 games.
Knifey was bang on when he's saying you got to buy. Man, Knifey was bang on. That guy don't miss.
Shout out to Knifey speaking on that one. He was talking best ball before the season started, and he was like, you guys got to draft Quentin Johnston. And it's actually coming to fruition. I did not think it would. I was wrong on that. If Higgins goes to the Chargers, does that hurt his value or help him to you?
I don't think it's a good fit.
I don't think it is either.
For Harbaugh and the environment he's trying to build there. I'm not saying T. Higgins is not a team player, but I'm saying there's way too much volatility based off of, him and what he's done historically to franchises and organizations. I think he has a good thing going and a really, really good locker room. And I don't think he's going to ruin that with a guy like T. Higgins. I'm not saying he's a cancer, but if you're going to pay somebody, don't pay him.
Yeah, I don't even know if he wants to play football. He's scary. But what's interesting is the Chargers. So Harbaugh comes in. They play their first 4 games. They don't throw 30 attempts until the bye. They have the bye, and now they're averaging 33 pass attempts a game. So total different look since coming out of the bye for the Chargers. So I'm kind of interested if Higgins went there, but I think it hurts his value.
I mean, let's be honest. A healthy Higgins and a Justin Herbert is phenomenal for football, but it's all the outside shit.
I want to see the Chargers target a tight end.
Well, I mean, realistically speaking, who is a tight end that they could target right now?
Njoku?
Njoku's he's not treatable. He's not going anywhere. He is, if you know any Cleveland Browns fan, he is it's Nick Chubb, it's Myles Garrett, and it's David Njoku. Those are their guys. Those are the centerpieces that team is absolutely diehard about. David Njoku's not going anywhere.
What about this one as a dart throw for you? Luke Musgrave off IR?
Luke Musgrave isn't going anywhere either. He's too young. He hasn't shown anything in the NFL. And, the Packers invested relatively early in him with draft capital. So they're going to see it through kind of like the Hayden Hurst situation with Baltimore and Mark Andrews kind of deal.
Yeah, if those are the only 2, there's not much left. So I mean,
Yep.
maybe a Myers from Raiders. Even though they second round pick, they're not going to get rid of him, but that could be interesting.
I mean, like, what would they give up in return? Who's their backup?
Right.
Like, here's what the Raiders need. They need a fucking quarterback.
True. We
Right?
think
So,
the Chargers are contenders, though. Are they willing to trade pieces as their contenders? Their defense is good.
man, I'm telling you that entire division is doing exactly what I said it would, except for fucking Vegas,
Right.
where they play good defense, they run the heck out of the football, and they take the ball away. That was the perfect recipe for Vegas. I mean, it's nice that Zamir White finally found the end zone. Congratulations. Yay, woo.
Yeah,
But,
right. We were 1 week off.
The touches, it just wasn't really like, I don't know what the fuck Luke Getsy's doing, but I
He's
really
gone
do.
now.
He-
Getsy got canned.
Thank God.
You were calling for that for 3 weeks ago.
I was calling it for in the offseason. Fire up Zamir White then. There you go.
Now it's on. It's Zeus time. Marvin says, can't get rid of Higgy. It shuts Chase down. I don't think it shuts Chase down. I know his numbers are better when Higgins is out there, but Chase is still Jamar Chase no matter what.
I think they would need a wide receiver too in return. Like, it's not going to be like for picks. It should be like a player for player kind of deal. But we haven't seen a player for player trade in a really long time.
It's not happening.
It's always been a player for picks. It hasn't been player for. When's the last player for player trade that we've seen in the NFL?
I mean, I'm trying to think.
Players that fucking matter too.
Wasn't there one last year? No.
Player for player? Nah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's usually building for the future. Once their season's done, they start tanking and just give me this.
You just don't see that. Well, because like people don't want to pick up the contract. Hey, what a weird revelation. Anyways, what's up, Jerry? Good to see Jerry.
Catch up a chat here. B-Dog says, happy belated birthday. Thank you, my man. It was a rough weekend. I'm finally back. Jason says, Kenneth Walker or Devon Achane. It's always Devon Achane for me. Kenneth Walker's struggling, bro. Really, really bad lately. And he had 2+ matchups and still struggled. So I'm getting a little worried about Seattle here. Gifted membership from my guy, BDE, 7 of them, Big Draft Energy. Make sure you click that link in the description. Drop my guy a sub. He is going to be pumping out a lot more content here when the season turns up here a little more. So make sure you check that out. Click that link. It's definitely worth it. Siobhan says, let's go KC. I'm a Niner fan. I can't do that. Fang says, they lose their first game today. Does anyone know who the referee crew is tonight?
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. I'm so sick of the refs in the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Already won my matchup this week and have Mahomes, KC, and Bucker to play. TB2 backup wide receivers are out tonight. Yeah, it's going to be ugly for the passing game, I feel like, for Baker tonight. Not buying that at all. KC to the moon. Jerry in the building. Shout out to Jerry. How we doing, brother? Shepard is in. McMillan is out. I kind of like Shepard's props tonight, man. We're going to take a look at it here in a second once we catch up. Need 27 from Baker and Bucker. That's possible, Jerry. Possible. Donald says, traded Jordan Love and Mason for Hopkins. Oh, my. Curious on your thoughts. My QB is Hurts. Other running back is Mixon, Brees, and Achane. Saw your tweet earlier. Hope you're right about him. I mean, giving up Jordan Love for DeAndre Hopkins, you're underselling that huge, bro. I mean, Jordan Love has one of the best schedules going forward here. Too many weapons. I mean, if you needed the wide receiver, yeah, I think that's a rough one for me. I would have tried to get a little more. Bones in the building. How we doing, Bones? Shout out to you, my guy. Shepard is dealing with a hammy tonight, even though he's active. Achane to the moon. My guy is going nuts. Get ready for the hurricane season. Sticky says,
why don't you trade for him?
You asked too much. I'm up 6
I didn't ask for anything. Just give me an offer.
I'll shoot you one.
All right.
Sticky says, I'm up 6 points against the top team. He has Kels left. I have Bucker left. What are my odds? I would say not good. I think Kels is in for a big game. Unless the Tampa Bay defense can, stingy up in the red zone there and hold him to field goals. But I think Kels is going for 15-20, man. You think Kansas City defense scores under 12.5? Oh, that's going to be a close one as well.
They're going to get a heck of a lot of sacks because
I know, but
defense is going to be there a heck of a lot. I have them projected for a forced fumble and 1 or 2 interceptions, at least 1 interception.
Baker still looks good with no weapons. I mean, he's just a good quarterback, dude. I thought it would look different.
I don't disagree, but this is one of the best defenses in football, period.
It is.
Point blank, period. It's one of the best defenses in football. and you don't have a lot of weapons. Your offensive line is just a little bit worse than mediocre. Just a little bit better than Dallas Cowboys. Actually, way better than Dallas Cowboys, but that's a different story. I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress, and you don't
think they cover 12.5 in fantasy.
I think they're going to be the top scoring defensive special teams on the league.
Who was the top scoring? The Lions with that pick six?
It could have been. I think Rams also.
Oh yeah, Rams were up there with that.
Yeah, they had what
6-yard longest
six sacks or one fumble recovery and one interception or two interceptions. Yeah, crazy.
KD in the building. What's up? My guy Speed says, I feel like D-Hop scores. So do I. I feel like this is D-Hop night, bro. I have this gut feeling. He likes Worthy. Yeah. They've not allowed a team to score more than 20 points in 30 games. Set an NFL record. The defense is a lock. They are, bro. They're a good D. Colin says, I have T. Higgins. Should I look to trade? If so, who should I trade for? B, T, J, Brian, Thomas, Jr. All the way. Mahomes under and Baker over, to be honest, is what Speed says. Otten or D-Hop. Otten's going to see so much volume tonight. He was my tight end one on the week. I hope it comes through tonight, especially with McMillan out. He's probably going to get 15 targets tonight. And the Chiefs are 32nd versus the tight end.
Yeah, but how have the Chiefs been the last 4 weeks against the tight end position?
They've been good. It was the week one against, Likely, where your boy went off for 30 that put him in a hole.
Yeah, so, I feel like the numbers are still relatively skewed. You got to look at the last 4 weeks. In the last 4 weeks, they haven't really given up a lot of production to the tight end position. I mean, if Brock Bowers struggled, then
yeah, I feel like he's starting to get the game plan now, man. I know he got the garbage time TD, Sunday, but I feel like the defenses are starting to skew to him, and it's going to be a lot rougher for him because he's the only guy out there.
They got to run the ball. They got to run the fucking ball.
It's so bad.
And they got to give it to a guy named Zamir White and not a guy named fucking Alexander Madison.
Oh my God, Madison is so bad, bro. I can't even watch it.
It's fucking terrible, man.
Everyone thinks D-Hop is going off tonight. I do too, man. I do as well. Siobhan, Arturo, I agree. Bone says, I have Jaden Daniel and Kyler in one league. Realistically, what do you expect to get out of Kyler? He's a roller coaster, bro. I mean, JD5 is going to be your start every single week. I'd try to package Kyler if I could and pick up a waiver QB and just have a QB2. Like Trevor Lawrence, maybe on your wire if it's a 10, 12-man league. Russell Wilson, go get this guy off your wire and trade Kyler away. Emo says, how do you feel about the 6-leg parlay? 10 to win, 331. Chiefs minus 6.5. I love that. Mahomes over 250. They could just blow him out, though. The yards kind of scares me there. I like Kels over. I like Otten over. Worthy over the receptions and White over the receptions. I like all those. I just feel like if the Chiefs get ahead early and the Bucs don't have anybody out there, that 250 for Mahomes is going to be hard to reach. What do you like about that?
I like everything he said there except for I agree with you 100%. The Kelsey 250.5 is a little bit rich. I would say I would also look at the receptions prop and receiving yards prop for Kareem Hunt or Samaje Perine. Both of them are going to be free this week, and they're both really, really low. I would consider adding those and staggering it with the Mahomes props.
Look at that. Look at his mind work. That was nice. I think Hunt's receptions are nice as well. Feng says 6-2, going to be 7-2. First in my division. My weakness is QB. I've been riding with Dak. Dude, Russell Wilson. I don't even think about it. Russell Wilson looks in command of that offense. That defense is going to get you the ball back. And supposedly the Steelers are looking to get Adam Thielen here. I know the trade deadline is tomorrow, but that's a lot of rumor that's swirling there. I mean, what if T. Higgins went to the Steelers too? You get another weapon for Russ. I mean, that'd be nice. Arturo says, should I hold CD and Neighbors? Yeah, you're not dropping CD Lamb or Neighbors. Baker going to cover the spread. Go ahead.
Kareem Hunt is currently at 11.5 yards, and his receptions is at
2.5.
2.5.
That's nice. 11 yards is money.
Yeah, 11.5 yards. That's free. I wish it was on Drafters. That would be my lock of the week. That and Baker Mayfield interception.
Okay, so we're caught up here. What does it say? KC has not lost a game, including the Super Bowl, since Xmas 2023. All road games. Dude, I'm so sick of these Chiefs, bro. It's unbelievable. They never get a holding call. They never get a false start call. They get a PI that saves them every game. It's unbelievable. Colin says, down 15 and have Xavier Worthy. My opponent has Kels. Oh, man, you're going to need a big game. Disco likes Xavier Worthy for like 20. I would say you're in trouble with Kelsey going to see a lot of volume. Are we ignoring the QB rushing tonight? Okay, so we're finally here. We're going to build a card now with chat. If you guys are not on Drafters, make sure you sign up using code SLEEZE. We'll match your deposit up to $100, or you could use code DISCO, either one you want. And sorry, I've been quitting smoking, by the way, guys. I've only had like 3 to 4 to 5 cigarettes here since Halloween, so I'm going nuts in my throat. 20 years of smoking, man. It's not fun. So, what do you like for rushing yards if you had to take one, Mahomes or Baker? Or do you think they both can cover?
I think, realistically speaking, both of them can cover. But if I'm looking at game script, which quarterback is running for his life and which one's going to be
Baker?
Baker's running for his life, so I'm going to lean Baker, even though the Buccaneers are actually the 4th most advantageous matchup on the week when it comes to rushing yards against opposing quarterbacks. They go up like 28.5. So it's well within reach. I'd rather take Mahomes longest, but I'm not touching it.
Okay. So I like Baker's rushing as well. We don't have any love for Bucky Irving or Rashad White's receiving.
I like Rashad White's receiving. I like Bucky's longest a lot, but I love Rashad White's rushing currently.
So it's at 28.5. I think he only rushed for like 25 yards last week against the Falcons.
I still love it.
So they're the number 1 defense versus the running back in yards, giving up 50 freaking yards a game in total.
53.5. But who's counting?
To all the running backs. And he got 6 carries for 29 yards last week. And you're going up with the number 1 D, and you like that?
Yep.
Okay. I'll rock with it.
I mean, like, if you want to stagger it because you already tailed it, if you want to stagger it with his receiving yards or as long as reception, go for it.
I have a bunch of those already as well.
Okay.
EV says, I need 20 from Worthy. Am I cooked? No, dude, Disco likes it. I mean, I can see it happening. Tampa Bay is really weak versus the wide receiver, and they're susceptible to big plays. So especially with D-Hop probably drawing a little more, defense to him, I think it could help Worthy pop a big one. You just got to hope the game script stays close here. That's the kind of thing. Spags will have the answer for Otten. Sending you good vibes. That's tough. It's going to be tough for 20, but it could. I mean, he's not a volume guy. He's a boom bust guy. So you better hope the boom happens tonight. Okay. So I'm going to build a 5-piece here. Do we think Carson Steele even plays a snap tonight?
Probably not.
So under the rushing at 12.5?
If he doesn't play a snap, it would be a wash.
Well, I know, but do you think that looks enticing? Chat, and if you guys have any of your own, let me know what you feel for any of them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Fang. I was just thinking that as well. We're going Carson Steele. I'm gonna rock that. Carson Steele under. So we got a Chief, 2 Bucs. I want a 5-piece.
Tight end.
Sterling Shepard, 30. I've got so many with the tight ends. Sterling Shepard, I feel like 31 is happening. There's no way. Savior Worthy, 3.5 receptions. Hot Take City in the building. What's up, my guy? Shout out to you, brother. If you want to hop in, Hot Take, I send you the link right now. I took the Hunt Anytime TD on Underdog. They don't have it on Drafters, Jerry. Actually, I'll show you my. So I did a 30 for I think 160, or I don't know what it is here. I want to see my active bet here because they gave me that boost. So I was like, all right, I'll deposit. I'm tracking. Okay. So I'm rocking Rashad White, 3.5 receptions, Kareem Hunt, anytime TD, and K. Dotton, 10.45 fantasy points, 30 for 182. It's got a weird boost to it, though. I like that one a lot. What's up, Para? Trade Dell for Chase Brown in a heartbeat. I want Chase Brown all the way from here on out. My guy just had 32 touches, 157 yards, and a touchdown. He's him. Okay, so Sterling Shepard. I don't want to touch the tight ends on this card. Do we think McLaughlin can get 6.5 kicker points? Do they even find the ends? Do they score a lot? That's the thing. I don't know if I like that.
All right.
You like Bucky's longest reception at 10.5?
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what my guy Jake told me, and shout out to Jake, Fantasy Football Propaganda, Jake Mayareski on X. He's taken over the charts making game. His charts look absolutely incredible. So yeah, he says he likes Baker's rushing yards. He likes Mahomes rushing yards, Worthy over his receiving yards or receptions. Hopkins over his receptions, Otten to go over his receptions or receiving. And but he's the most confident in Baker running for his life. That's the ticket he has. That's the one he built.
Okay, so run it back to me. Both quarterbacks rushing, Otten's receptions, and who? I don't have D-Hop's receptions.
Hopkins, Worthy.
Yep.
Yeah, Hopkins and Worthy.
Hopkins, and Worthy receptions?
He likes Worthy's receiving yards, Hopkins receptions.
Okay, so 40.5. All right. So if you guys want to tail, make sure you're on drafters. Tail using code SLEAZE. Is it worth keeping ETN or Bigsby? That's a nightmare question, bro. The Jags season is done. Are they going to try and trade ETN? I would think not, because he's still a young running back, but they might. I mean, what do you think there? Would you keep ETN or Bigsby?
I mean, I've tried to buy low on ETN realistically everywhere.
So you like the ETN? Well, I think he's a better running back than Bigsby 100%, but the situation the rest of the year is fucked.
It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. It's as volatile gets, man. I really don't like it.
What's up, Mr. Magic? How we doing, brother? Traded Aaron Jones and Devonta Smith for Nico Collins. I think Nico Collins is about to explode the rest of the way, but that's a lot to give up, especially with the AJ Brown injury. I know it's not a long week injury for AJ Brown, but I mean Nico might be a top 3 wide receiver the rest of the way. So I mean, Aaron Jones injury history, maybe I'm okay with that. Jacob says Worthy yards, D-Hop receptions. I like D-Hop's receptions, but it's not on there as well. Jerry says Bucky will be involved in the passing game. That's what I'm saying. 7 for 40 last week, right? Like that should be an absolute lock. I'm gonna rephrase this. I'm gonna redo this one here. So I'm gonna go rushing, Bucky receiving. I'm gonna go D-Hop receiving, and I'm gonna go Worthy receiving and Otten receptions. And we're gonna lock that in for a 175. 6 pieces are hard to hit, but we'll rock it out. Thanks for the shout out. Got you, Jacob, my guy. Speed says trade Amon-Ra for Nico. Lions have the dude. I mean, I honestly think that Nico Collins is going to outscore Amon-Ra from here. But is it easy for me to trade Amon-Ra? No, it's not. So, I mean, depends on the rest of your roster, I guess, on that one. But what do you think on that? You think Nico Collins is better than Amon-Ra the rest of the way? I do. No. You don't?
You have a safe floor and a reliable, explosive offense that's going to compete every single week. Can't say the same about Houston.
You don't think Nico has a safe floor?
I don't.
So, okay, hang on. He's only his lowest scoring game was 12.6.
And how many games did he miss? And with what injury?
He's missed 4.
And
with what, the worst. Yeah,
hamstring the worst. The likelihood of it re-aggravating, especially in your fantasy playoffs, is very high. I'd rather go with a guy with a safer floor and redraft.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think Nico's going to go nuts, though, man. That's tough.
That's a good point you brought up. He's also going to miss more time.
Yeah, he could. The re-injury risk is really high.
Yeah.
Sean says, I don't bet y'all experts, but I wouldn't bet Tampa Bay rushing at KC. Dude, they're so good versus the run. They're number 1. It's crazy. So I've taken the under on Kareem Hunt on a lot of them. Bub says, having MHJ has been frustrating. Dude, Jalen Johnson. I mean, oof. That game, I cannot believe they won that game, bro.
I did say it on your Thursday night stream that Arizona was going to take the dub.
I know, and I'm blown away that they did. I mean, if you look at the game script and everything, like what happened to Caleb Williams? He's supposed to have another smash matchup. I had him as a good play again, and it backfired.
He's not him.
Shane Waldron, that offense is fucking struggling for the Bears. I'm really worried about DJ Moore and Keenan Allen the rest of the way. Sticky says working on a trade to move Jay Season and Chase Brown for Nico. Man, a different trade to move Rashad White and Ramondre for K9. I would definitely trade Rashad White and Ramondre for K9. I think I'd hold on Jay Season and Chase Brown to see what happens with DK Metcalf here. I know they said that he's not going to be traded, but man, dude, Jay Season had like 100 yards of flags called back last night too. He could have gone for a 50 bomb. It's freaking crazy.
Listen, man, you 100% trade Jackson Smith and Jigba and Chase Brown for Nico Collins. Like, not Amon-Ra St. Brown, but JSN and Chase Brown for Nico. Hell yeah. Fucking do it all day, every day, buddy.
Even with the touches Chase is getting?
Even with the touches Chase is getting, buddy. Because the moment Higgins comes back, game scripts are going to be a little bit more difficult when we look at Joe Burrow having to throw the ball and air it out a little bit more. Don't get me wrong. Nobody beat the drum harder than me in the offseason for Chase Brown. I was the number one Chase. It was always Chase Brown. It was never Zach Moss. So James SEO, I love you, brother. It's been a minute. If you're hearing this, you were fucking wrong. Same with you, Bayou Bengal. You were fucking wrong. It was never Zach Moss. It was never Zach Moss. I'm just putting that out there. With that being said, Nico Collins is like the ultimate ceiling play. Those guys, we've seen them at their ceiling. We haven't seen Nico at the ceiling yet.
I like that. EB says, I have a stack roster trying to figure out who to trade. Can I send you a pick of my roster in Discord? Yeah, always fire away in the Discord, bro. I'll pull it up if you want. Just tell me when it's in there and I'll pull it up. For MHJ and Kyler to have so little points and the winners, dude, crazy. And James Conner balled out and then got everything taken from him. DeMercado and freaking Trey Benson with touchdowns. Oh, that was painful, man. Jerry says, I like the Bucs +8 as well. I mean, Baker's actually better than I thought, dude. So, like, when they lost Godwin, when they lost Evans, I was like, Baker's going to struggle. He looked good still. I know it wasn't the Chiefs' defense. Give me a different, aspect here in Arrowhead in this game. But 8 points for Baker? You think they cover 8?
No.
I don't like the 8 either. I think that's high, Jerry, if you're teasing it to 8. But, oof. I mean, what's it at right now for the over-under? It's at 45.5 KC -9. Oh man! So you get the 9 now, Jerry. Not even the 8.
I mean, when you get the McMillan news, that's definitely going to shift half a point for sure.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I'm sad I missed the 5:50 Thursday night to Monday night draft on Drafters. I'm very sad I missed it.
So we're caught up with chat. What were your biggest hits, misses from week 9? Let me hear it. Where did you kill it? Where did you miss it at?
Oh, fuck. Let me pull up the games. I'll tell you game by game if you got the
I'll break down the first one here. You killed it on Tank Dell.
Yeah, Tank Dell was an absolute smash of a call. Heck of a call.
Devontae Adams was 20 points on the dot.
Yeah, he had 22, so he went a little bit over there. Bo Nix rushing yards was fucking free. So smashed on that as well. Javonte was a pretty decent start. Zay Flowers, I told people not to bench him.
Dan, if you're listening, it was always Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I said start Jacoby Myers, start Chase Brown, started Demario Douglas. He was all right. Tony Pollard was a smash play. His yards were fucking free, and so was the rushing yards for Drake May. If you tailed, you're welcome. New Orleans game, I fucking had zero. Like the Camaro's rushing yards was the only thing I was willing to bet on. Dallas Cowboys, I was right in the off season. I said they were going to be absolutely atrocious. Bijan Robinson smash, he was absolutely phenomenal. Drake London found the end zone like we called him during any time.
And then he gets freaking hurt.
Yeah, I think he got hurt during that fucking celebration. Let's be real. James Cook was an absolute bust. I was very wrong about James Cook. Jalen Waddle, I liked for a touchdown, but then he got negative 38 yards or something shit like that. David Njoku was an absolute bust. Ladd McConkey was definitely a good play. Same with Justin Herbert. Jaden Daniels was great. Terry McLaurin was great. Malik Neighbors was phenomenal. Saquon.
How about the Panthers getting their win?
I told you that Carolina was going to win too. I said Arizona was going to win, and I said fucking Carolina was going to win on your birthday stream. You're like, no. Nice. Yeah, but the Buffalo game was super weird. I think Cooper being out, it was just super weird. Super weird. The entire game was strange. David Njoku sucked this week. James Winston also sucked.
He killed a lot of my slips.
McLaurin was great. It would be nice if Ben Sinnott did a little bit more because I have him as like my second or third tight end in a lot of best ball builds. Can you imagine going to Germany to watch the Carolina Panthers and New York Giants play?
No, not at all.
Like you have to put the worst game on paper in the land of sauerkraut. Like remember that World War This is us
Danny
reminding you that
Dimes is still
you
named
guys
the
suck.
starter.
Germany, you guys did some bad things. So let us send you our shit. Here's some sauerkraut. It was yeah, man.
So
I don't know,
this
man.
is-
It was a good week all in all. Jaden Reed, man, that was my most asked question. Like I had literally over 1,000 questions of people asking me, should I play this guy or Jaden Reed? And this guy was like a fucking absolute Jalen Colker like situation.
Jaden
It's
Reed popped.
Colker wasn't even in my waiver wire at list because like I just wasn't interested. He was a fucking. I see through the bullshit. Jaden Reed absolutely smashed. You don't. Here's my word of advice, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want to pat myself on the back. If you draft these high ceiling players, you have to play these high ceiling players, right? Because you see them at their floor, which is a non-existent floor. It doesn't necessarily mean that you got to bench them the following week. You knew the risk. Just make sure you have a safe floor with the guys around him. Play your fucking studs, man. Jaden Reed is never a sit.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So how about this? What's up, Bandit Locks in the building? Bass Pro Hat, my guy.
My man is
question
UFC. Let's go.
Oh yeah. I want to see what you guys think because this one I've been asking myself: is it time to sell CeeDee Lamb?
AC joint today. What
He's week to week, but you got Dak Prescott who's looking like the IR. So we got Trey Lance or Cooper Rush throwing to CeeDee Lamb. Are we?
Who's that Trey Lance?
I know. And the stupid best ball. If he's popped.
Depending on the update of Dak, I would sell him. If Dak's not going to play, 4 to 6 weeks, then I would sell him 100%. But if Dak's going to be back in
get the
2 weeks,
you want.
Yeah, I mean, but is Cooper Rush going to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb? Because I don't think he is.
The battle for this
is Trey Lance going to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb? I don't think he is.
It's like one of the best questions because if you do it now and then you get the value kind of that you can withstand right now, but if you wait till Dak is on IR, your value's fucked. So it's kind of like, do you want to take the risk for now or do you want to wait? And what would you do, Disc? Are you selling him?
Value's already down.
You are going to get more wins with Trey Lance as the starting quarterback than you did with Dak Prescott if you're a Dallas Cowboys.
He's been waiting to say this. I can tell the smile on his face.
Brother, I've been fucking beating this drum all off season.
We can't act like Dak was playing good anyways. So.
Oh man, you're gonna get hey, I'm the only person who invested in Trey Lance in best ball. The only human being who invested. So I'm here for it. I need it to happen because I got a bunch of fucking Zamir White exposure.
You got a touchdown, baby. It's fine.
I know. And Luke Getsy's gone. That's fucking the best news ever.
Smash the like, y'all. Thanks, Jerry. Got Laporta and Andrews got me debate. Dude, Gesicki, if T. Higgins is traded, Gesicki is about to be the David Njoku. It's going to be nuts. Moet says, what's good, family? Finna be 6-3, down 14 with McLaughlin versus Otten. Oh, you're going against Otten? I think you're toast there. I think Otten's going to have a big night. Says the guy who lost to the Giants twice in the Super Bowl, Patriots fan. Let him know, hot take. Do we still have hope for Jake Ferguson? Hell yeah. Jake Ferguson still had a 10-point game. He's still look good.
That was super unnecessary. Oh, because I was talking shit about the sauerkraut and your Giants to Germany. Yeah, that's fine, man. Hey,
here's the thing. If you get Trey Lance or you get Cooper Rush in there, I think it helps Jake Ferguson more than it helps CeeDee Lamb. I think they're going to look for that security blanket more. So I like that a lot. You still think CD finishes top 10? I don't think he finishes top 10 anymore. I think that's out the window.
I had zero CeeDee Lamb exposure. He was being drafted way too high, and I was saying Jamar Chase no matter what.
What should I do with Tyreek Hill? I'll let you guys answer this. I'm going to check his Discord message. I got you. What would you do with Tyreek Hill right now?
I would keep Tyreek Hill 100%. I think Tyreek's going to be just fine. Tua just came
back.
They're
only going to get better. The matchups are only going to get better. That was another tough matchup against a really good, formidable defense.
And Tua's second game back.
Great. He played really good against a really good. I think he scored the most points as a wide receiver against that Buffalo Bills defense, if I'm not mistaken, this year.
Yeah, 80 yards, Tyreek's right?
Yeah.
Tyreek's head-to-head versus Buffalo Bills is historically bad too. So
yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at your roster right now, EB in Discord. I like it a lot. I don't know what are you trying to trade here? What are you trying to figure out? You have a stacked bench, you have a stacked roster. You should be trying to tier up. Bro, Your bench has Jackson Smith and Jigba, Devonta Smith, Tony Pollard, Jake Ferguson, and Keon Coleman, and Nico Collins on IR. Start making some moves. That's my thing. You got to be trading right now, but you got like a week to the trade deadline too.
Yeah, at 80 yards. And
I'd rather be a Giants fan than a Pats fan right now. Drake May looks all right. Hot take.
He looks. Drake May looks better than anything the Giants have going on. Let's be real.
Ooh,
Best thing the Giants had
Tyrone Tracy.
hurdle for Philly.
Tyrone Tracy. Bayou Bengal. Shout out to my guy. What is good, brother? Make sure you guys smash a sub to my guy's channel, Bayou Bengal. He's also going to be gaming on Twitch. We're waiting for the Call of Duty invite for Friday, Bengal. Bring the squad together. Great.
Bayou, it was never Zach Moss. Just putting that out there. Love you.
It was never Zach Moss.
I made that call too. So
I said Zach Moss is asleep at the beginning of the year too at Draft Capital. I got to eat that one.
Yeah.
Here you go. I'll let you guys take this one. Are you taking BTJ the rest of the season or Jaden Reed?
Brian Thomas.
Ooh, that's close, man.
Listen. BTJ is a top 10 wide receiver for me. I called it preseason. He still is a top 10 wide receiver for me. Jaden Reed's a top 5. Simple maths. Going with Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed's ceiling is so much higher, and there's better offense, better quarterback. I mean, Trevor Lawrence. Where are the Jags going from here, man? I think it's done. I think it's time to break it down.
It's done.
Let it go.
It's been done though, so I've known it's been done.
He hits him back with the Zamir White.
I mean, Zamir White just scored a touchdown, so he's pretty much got as many fantasy points as Zach Moss on the year. So
let him fight. Let him fight.
I
think honestly, I'm taking Jaden Reed, bro. I think I'm taking Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I mean the schedule looks
unless
good
it's Dynasty.
for Jaden Reed here. So
unless it's Dynasty. If it's Dynasty, I'm holding.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, BTJ's younger, but
schedule looks very good for Jaden Reed.
Not early though. You get Chicago, San Fran, Miami.
But then you get Detroit, Seattle, Saints, and the Vikings. So
yeah, your fantasy playoffs is gold. Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota with Jaden Reed. If you're a winning team, that's pretty good. But let me look at Thomas Jr. here.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it, but I know it's.
And you're gonna get volume as a rookie. You're never coming off. So he gets the Jets, Raiders, Tennessee. Those are 2 tough pass defenses in there. So I'm definitely going Reed. I like that.
Yeah, I'd have to go Reed off the schedule.
Jags need to let Trevor go, let Doug go.
I agree.
Jags need to let dude, he's terrible. He's got to go. Got to go.
Who? Trevor?
No, yes. Doug Peterson.
Yes.
I think it's Doug.
Yeah, Doug, it's 100% Doug Peterson in the leadership there too.
Yeah, the problem is.
Go ahead.
The problem is Doug Peterson doesn't want to fire the OC, and the OC is the main problem, and that's why he got fired from Philly too.
No, the defense is the main problem. That defense is historic.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that too.
Fuck, the Jags couldn't stop Fresno State. Let's be real. They're so bad, bro. Terrible, dude. Redux says, how much fab should I drop on Quentin Johnston? So the worst part about this is, well, I guess you'll get the trade deadline tomorrow, so you'll be fine. You'll know ahead of time. So if the Chargers trade for someone, then you might be fucked. But if they don't, I'd be willing to spend 30%. I like QJ a lot, and I was way off on him. I got to 100% admit that I was wrong. I didn't listen to any of the best ball talk from Knifey Spooney or anybody that said grab him. He's breaking out, man. What do you got?
Okay. I always say this because I always look ahead. Let your idiot league mates blow their fab because Quentin Johnston's going to do fuck all against Tennessee next week.
Oh, I know,
He's going to go back on the waiver, be completely free, and then you could pick him up for week 11 where they have a way better matchup. They got the Cincinnati Bengals in week 11. So let your league mates blow their load. Let them have
the Titans are fire selling, man. Snead might be moving here. You never know how it's going to look here. They let their safety go today.
It's still a great defense, which is
Snead missed that game versus the Lions, and Amon-Ra had 7 yards. So I got it was a blowout, but still. Yeah.
So realistically speaking, okay, do we think that Quentin Johnston's going to have a great game against Tennessee next year? Okay. No. So do we think that people are going to blow their fab buying on last week's news?
But if you blow 100%. A lot of fab, you're not going to drop him the next week.
Yeah, 100% you're going to fucking do it. How many? Listen, man, we've seen it happen 1,000 times before. I'm telling you right now, do not spend a fucking cent on Quentin Johnston because he's going to be dropped.
It's just a risk you have to be willing to take.
What if we get the update tomorrow of Jamar Chase is traded for Quentin Johnson and Quentin Johnson goes to the Saints?
Jamar Chase.
No, sorry, T. Higgins. So what if they get T. Higgins to the Chargers and they send like Quentin Johnson to the Saints or Quentin Johnson
trade T. Higgins
anyway,
please.
Right? Then what? Do you think his value is worth more and you get a good play off the wire, or are you still worried about Quentin Johnson?
I mean, what if I tweezed my anus? With your what are we fucking talking about? Like,
I'm saying, do you think Quentin Johnson holds value if he goes somewhere else? Is what I'm saying.
I don't think he's a trade. Like, I don't think he's a trade candidate. I don't think he's going anywhere.
But if they get T. Higgins, he's done, right?
We just said this right now. Like, even if T. Higgins goes there, it's still a terrible matchup for whoever it is next week against Tennessee, and that's the issue. So don't.
T. Higgins gets traded. He's not going to play.
Yeah,
no way.
Don't spend the cent on Quentin Johnston in your fab. Don't do it.
Come. All right, we got 4 minutes left. Make us a pick'em card, Bandit. Let me hear it. I want to freaking gamble for no reason.
Nothing up for this game besides
Mahomes
rush attempts.
3 picks real quick that are locked.
Rashad White receiving yards are nice.
What about Harrison Butker over 8.5 kicker points? I'm locking that in.
Could be. I mean, this game is. I don't like anything really.
You like Trey Palmer over the yards or receptions? Disco, you got to pick one. 2.5 or 30 yards. Okay. I want a 3-piece, so that's 2.
I like the longest reception the most.
For who?
Trey Palmer.
15.5 over the 30. Might as well go for the 30, right?
No.
Okay, longest reception. We'll lock that in. Okay, and then Justin Watson, a pick, 257, 14.5. Longest reception for Bucky at 10.5.
It's doable.
What about an interception from Baker Mayfield?
It's not an option, unfortunately. There's an option for Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick. If Patrick Mahomes is throwing
but
6 games.
I hate betting on that. But
$2 super sticker from Frizzle. My guy, what is good, brother? Down 2 points. I have Otten and the Chiefs defense. He has Mahomes and Rashad White. How many chances to win? Down 2 points. I think Otten has a big week. Chiefs defense could be a nice play, but man, to beat Rashad and Mahomes, I think Mahomes has his first 20-point game tonight of the season. So I think that's going to be close.
I've been saying that the last 3 weeks.
I know, but he hasn't done it. No better matchup than now.
You can call it every week. It'll happen.
Pika says, trade Jaden Reed for George Pickens. Man, I'm trying to acquire George Pickens everywhere, but I don't think I'd trade the Jaden Reed value for it.
I mean, George Pickens has top 10 upside, but Jaden Reed's top 5.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with that one. Bengals on a worse than Jerry Jones. Higgins ain't getting traded. I don't think so either. I think it's just a bunch of smoke right now. He says Worthy 2.5 catches. All right, I'm locking that in for you. We're going with it. Worthy, that's 3.5. Do you like 3.5 hot take still?
Well,
I don't think he gets a lot of receptions, man. He's more of a boom guy.
They got Snoop Dogg rapping, sir. You got to lock it in soon.
I'm going to go with the longest reception. There we go. All right, let's go for a 10-piece right here. We'll lock it in. 1 minute. We're in. All right, guys. So 1 minute to kick off. Let's go. DeAndre Hopkins night is here. If you guys have not checked out Bandit Locks or Big Draft Energy, all their links Big Draft Energy's links are in the description. Bandits or not, but it's Bandit Locks on YouTube. My guy or Twitter. He drops amazing freaking bets on there. I've been tailing some basketball ones. I've been making some money on the side, not even telling him. And you'll catch us live Thursday, right? Are you doing any shows in between BDE?
Yeah, I'm going to be putting out content and lives like all week.
Okay. So make sure you guys check out Big Draft Energy. He'll be live Tuesday, Wednesday, probably. And then I'll be back on Thursday, guys. Let's watch this game. I'm out. I'm back. Happy Halloween, everybody. Get lit. See you guys.